Well, if you want to do it in the Navi, it's Wanyati Kamea.
Wanyati Kamea.
Very good.
Wanyati Kamea.
I think you're channeling some Navi.
Some Navi. Congratulations, really.
Thanks.
Yes, I woke up this morning thinking, actually, I thought this is a Sidney Poitier moment. When I was 10 years old, I saw Sidney Poitier win the Academy Award. And I thought, if he could do that, I wonder what I could do. And my first thought this morning was, if you could do that, I wonder what I could do. There are parts of my imagination that have not been tapped into.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
do you consider yourself a spiritual person?
done okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't worry about this.
No, but I'm just thinking, I was so inspired by it. Do you consider yourself a spiritual person? Because the thing that most impressed me was the message that we're all connected, that we're all connected to the earth and to the trees, and we're all, one.
I guess I must be, because this film represents a lot of ideas and feelings that I have as an artist. It wasn't kind of a studio film where they sort of tell you what to do, where it's based on a toy line or something. It was based on ideas I wanted to express. So I guess I must be.
You know what I was thinking? You're going to have a lot of good karma, because for the millions and billions of people who are going to see this movie and that message, and they connect to that message, all of that energy is going to come back to you, not to mention the money. But all of that energy is going to come back to you, and that's a lot of good you've done in the world.
Well, let's hope so. I think you can overplay like how important a movie is in the zeitgeist, but I do think that, with the environmental message and the idea that we are kind of all connected as human beings to each other and seeing each other.
But just that message alone, where when the avatars meet each other, they say, "I see you," and it's not just "I see you physically," but "I see you."
You are.
I see who you are, and you know what? That is the fundamental lesson I learned many years ago on this show. That regardless of who you're talking to, everybody just wants to be seen, and they want to be heard. They want to know, do you see me?
Yeah. Do you understand me?
Do you understand me?
My reality, what I'm going through. Yeah, exactly.
Did you have any idea when you were creating this that it would be this big, that it would be the phenomenon?
Well, look, I think I'd have to be a complete dope to spend that amount of money and not think it could be commercial. But we had an idea that it would be commercial at a certain level. It's certainly a dream come true that it's connected with people all over the world, and women especially, because opening night, 78% male audience, because it looked like a big crash and bash sci-fi movie, and then the word of mouth spread like wildfire, and now it's 50-50.
I came home and called I was on the phone until I saw it, finished watching it at 10. I was on the phone till 12:30 this morning, calling everybody I know who hadn't seen it, tell them to go see it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I have a show. I could have just told them on the show.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking, wait a minute. You're tied into how many million people?
So where do the ideas come from? Where did this idea come from in particular?
Well, I've always loved nature. Even as a kid, I was always tromping around out in the woods behind my house, collecting frogs and stuff. And then when I became a scuba diver, I really realized how great nature's imagination is.
Yeah.
And so then this film was an attempt to kind of bottle that.
Yeah.
But to do it, I had to bring in a world-class team of artists to actually create it, because I get these fuzzy pictures in my head when I'm writing, but then you got to turn it into something with exquisite detail.
Did the writing come all at once? Because I've heard some critics say, well, the special effects are amazing, what you've done with digital is amazing, but the story's a little weak. I loved the story. I think I love the story and the message of the story.
Yeah, I think the story is communicating with people, which is the most important thing, right? And sometimes I think there's a fine line between...
Especially connecting with women.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And there's a fine line between cliche and archetype, or something that touches people universally. So it's definitely working. In the writing, it was quick. It came out, it just gushed out really quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
What is quick to you?
Well, it was about 3 weeks to write the outline.
That's quick.
Yeah, and then when I got to writing the shooting draft, it was a little...
So I heard you went to incredible lengths, having someone create the avatar world, hiring a botanist to design and name every single plant.
Every plant's got a Latin name. I don't know what they are, but they have them.
Okay, you also had a linguistics expert create the avatar language, so that is a language.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And, well, it's because if every actor was just going to sort of improv the language, it would sound different as they spoke. So we had to have a common tongue, and we had to have a common accent, which was the critical thing, because it couldn't sound like one actor doing French, another actor doing a Japanese accent. They had to have a common accent. you know, Zoe Saldana said that it was actually harder to do the accent and to act through the accent than to learn the language.
Well, how do you say wowie kazowie in Avatar? How do you say that's amazing in Avatar?
Wowie, wowie, wowie,
I only know the lines that are in the movie. The Navi are impressed because they live on Pandora.
Yeah.
You know?
wowie, kazowie, wowie, kazowie.
Are you impressed with what you created? Now are you at the final?
Well, normally I can't.
Well, I'll take a spin at it now. I'll take a spin at it, yeah.
I love stuff like, say, the
Wowie, kazowie.
you know,
Wowie,
I didn't do the
kazowie.
final photography. It was done
Would
by the
sound in
effects guys
Avatar like
down in
this.
Atlanta. And so when I see those shots, I can...
Ow, 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 wow, wowie, kazowie. Wowie, kazowie. Ow, 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 ow.
We'll be right back with James
Wowie,
Cameron.
kazowie.